What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Robert Ludberg show, another edition. Setting myself up here. Um, hold on one second. Just because, look, it is the Robert Ludberg show. And on this show, you guys know what I tend to talk about. However, let me say this. Um, the reason I don't know if this is even a great idea is because when I focus on Angel Reese, I tend to get the most dislikes on videos and the most irrational commentary. I don't even do it that often. I get accused sometimes by people out there for engagement farming off Angel Reese, which is just ridiculous because I don't really talk about Angel Reese very much. Specifically, Angel Reese is not a major driver of my content or anything I put out there. And I try to be as fair as possible. Now, I did do a piece for Women's Fastbreak on SI, which you can always get the link in the description. I did do a piece on why Angel Reese shouldn't have gotten a vote for MVP that blew up, right? Like it blew up, and therefore, I'm an Angel Reese hater for life. And of course, because I am associated with talking about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, I must hate Angel Reese. And because of the Fever Association and the number of Fever fans who follow me, there are a lot of Caitlin Clark and Fever fans who automatically say something bad about Angel Reese. That certainly not all of them are close to all of them or the majority of them. Some. Let's use the word some. Just like there are people who, no matter what I say about Angel Reese, accuse me of hating on Angel Reese. No matter what. I can say anything. I compliment her. It's a backhanded compliment somehow. All these things in regards to Angel Reese. But today, I specifically was compelled to talk about this because it's been something that's bubbling for a while. No one seems to be able to rationally discuss Angel Reese or do it without extremes. What I mean by that is when you surf the web or go on one of these platforms, right? How often do you see people who, call her trash or garbage, right? Or post lowlights of her bricking layups and like, look, Angel Reese deserves more money and all that stuff, and make fun of her. That happens all the time, right? All the time. At the same time, another thing that happens is people like make up things that Angel Reese says and post them on quote graphics and share them widely. And that's not fair. And then, of course, if Angel says anything that can be remotely misconstrued as controversial, it gets thrown out there. So a lot of that is unfair. She's unfairly attacked or unfairly characterized. Okay? Now let's go to the other side. Because there's also you're allowed to criticize her. She wasn't good at layups, and that's a big thing to not be good at. That was a fair criticism. She looked better in Unrivaled. I've said from the beginning, she should, working on her game is important. That's okay. That's a basketball-related critique. I also think when you're compared to Caitlin Clark the way she was and put in the Rookie of the Year race the way she was, you're going to be in direct comparison to Caitlin Clark, and she's not as good as Caitlin Clark. And that led to people over pointing out necessarily the flaws in her game at times. And at the same time, you can't say that Angel hasn't brought some of it on herself. Right? Like when she says, they're here to watch me too. Okay, people can fairly point out the attendance discrepancies, the ratings discrepancies, the merchandise discrepancies. At the same time, Angel is a big star. She's launched her own platform. She can do anything. People are going to latch onto it and quote it and put it out there. She's a needle mover in her own right. She's a little bit different in the sense of, I think Clark changed the stratosphere of the WNBA from a viewership and attendance and all those things standpoint, Caitlin Clark effect, while Angel, I would say, is a little bit more of an influencer, is I guess the best word for it in the parlance of today's times. And when Angel's podcast put out that quote about the WNBA salary and the CBA, right? When they put that quote out, they characterized her the wrong way. That was their fault. Because she said she was narrating what she had heard. She said something to the effect of, I'm hearing people might sit out. And we're going to be willing to sit out, whatever it was. And then the podcast quoted that. Not with the I'm hearing part, just quoted the other part of it and put it out. So, of course, people took it that way. Now, that doesn't mean the fake quotes are okay. Doesn't mean making clickbait YouTubes accusing her of things she didn't do or is okay. None of that's okay. So, like, where do I assess Angel Reese's game? I've said it from the beginning. I think Angel is a versatile defensive player. I think Angel has a tremendous motor. I think Angel has a high ceiling. If she can add to her game, she can finish her layups at a high rate. She's could be a future, Olympian and all-star. I mean, she's already been an all-star, but work her way into the WNBA conversations, all those things. She has that kind of potential because she does have something you can't teach. At the same time, she had some drawbacks in her rookie season, and I don't think she's on the same playing field as the person she's most often compared to. Which, again, then her supporters and their fans, they go in and troll. And like even with the Unrivaled thing yesterday, they won the championship, right? You can't take did Angel Reese have a good year at Unrivaled? Yes. Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations. Congratulations to Rose BC on winning the title, and Chelsea Gray. I mean, I think they oversold their whole nobody believed in us narrative because one ESPN article, but whatever. That's what championship teams tend to do. The chip on the shoulder mentality. But then you also got people out there going like, trying to stir up. Don't act like they're not trying to stir up when they go on social media and they post like, oh, Lexi Hull won a championship with Angel Reese before Caitlin Clark. As a joke, it's fine. I don't know, without a joke. Nobody has to be that sensitive. But like, or try to say like, Angel Reese has now won at every level. I mean, Angel Reese didn't play in the playoffs. That's also fair to say. They won the semifinal game and the championship game without her on the floor. Now, did she help them get there? Of course. But that, I think, sums it all up. So I just had seen some stuff that annoyed me. I didn't have that much to actually get into, but I wanted to see how this might go over because Angel Reese related content has never been the most popular on my platform through nothing that I specifically say or do, of course. And that's the other thing. I don't do it for views. If I were doing it for views, I could try to sell it and sensationalize it and all that stuff. But I don't. If I wanted to do it for views, Caitlin Clark would be in the title of this video. Now, I like views. Don't get me wrong. I like views and clicks and all that. But I just kind of was genuinely interested in discussing this. So wanted to throw up an impromptu live. We'll get to a couple other things really quickly as well. Also, please sign up for the Robin Lundberg Hoopin Havoc tournament or contest for around the NCAA tournament. The link for that is in the description. Okay, you have your chance. It's through Sparkit. You sign up, you pay your entry fee, $10 to enter. You win your share of prizes, $500 in prizes for the first week. You make your picks against me. You can see if you can beat me in picks. Some of the picks on the board are whether Juju Watkins can break Kelsey Mitchell's scoring record for the first 2 years of a college career in the first 2 games of March Madness. There's a chance to pick upsets, of course, some head-to-head matchups, which 1 and 2 seeds might be eliminated early, which 1 seed will win by the biggest margin, which 2 seed will win by the biggest margin. All of those on the table. Please also go in. When you go in, make sure you tweak your profile so that your name is visible so that I can track everybody on the leaderboard, because another reason I'm doing this is to have some fun within the show. You go to your profile under the Spark thing, and if you just click the little edit tab there, you can change your name and all that so that I know who's actually on the leaderboard. So get in there, sign up for that. We'll keep that running tabs of the contest. It'll change every week. There will be new things to enter and pick in the coming weeks. But I did want to talk about the the Angel Reese issue at hand. I see Stern been trying to enter, but can't get past the age accept, and I am 65. All right, let me I will direct you where you need to go. Let me see if I can figure out a way. Hit me up with a way to contact you if you can, because I will get all those issues resolved. And let me know, because I will let them know so that they can fix that issue. Okay. Sorry for anybody who has problems, but it's been pretty relatively smooth sailing on my end. As many people as can sign up as possible, please. But I will reference you to the right place. In fact, I can try and figure that out as we're going here to make sure everybody is taken care of. But if there's a way to get in contact with me, I will get that resolved for you very quickly. Kevin Zwicker, shout out to Angel for winning another ring before CC. Eye emoji. I mean, look, that's the obvious joke, and I don't have any problem with jokes. I'm talking about the people who are treating it seriously. And I'm not even saying that the Unrivaled championship shouldn't be taken seriously. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying to make it equivalent to, or on the same level to, or to oversell, or anything like that, and try to disingenuously do it, then that's the issue. Support at betsparkit.com. Chris, you can try that. Hopefully they will get back to you quickly. So hopefully they get that fixed for you. I'll drop that in the chat. Hold on. Because it's been all smooth sailing on my part and from everybody else. First person I heard have any issue getting in. But I'll get to that in just a second. Next one, Trevor Rude. Do you believe at this time Angel is deserving of the Olympic team? I don't believe so at this point. This debate is coming. I mean, deserving, is she one of the 12 best players in the league? Maybe not necessarily. Can she get there by then? Yeah, I think so. I think also part of it, I mean, it's the same argument that some people thought they were making for Caitlin Clark, where they were talking about how she would boost the profile and the notoriety and the all that stuff of the team. But I thought she was also deserving from just a pure playing standpoint and from a pure merit standpoint was Caitlin Clark. But Angel Reese would help with that too. So I don't have, and also even where Angel's game is now, I feel like Angel's game translates well to playing alongside the other top players because she can clean up. She doesn't need the ball to succeed. That's part of her game as well. So I think it would be good for the sport for Angel Reese to be on the Olympic team. No question about that. This person's always trolling me. You say you are a part of media. Interesting. I mean, I've been in sports media for 20 plus years. I've worked for ESPN. I've worked for Sports Illustrated, for Sirius XM, been on Fox, been on CNN. I currently in my own business. I have partnership with SI, Women's Fast Break on SI. Some more news coming in that regard next week. By the way, this channel here, I don't see what your problem is with me. You constantly are writing stuff like I have some sort of agenda against Angel Reese, which is just not the case. It's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this. You have Reese's pieces in your photo, so I'm not exactly going to assume you are the bastion of impartiality when it comes to this. So please, you know, either love me or leave me alone. To quote Hove. Tulip Play says most overhated. Layups need improvement, but she is already a great defender, a double-double machine, and the greatest female rebounder ever, as well as a winner. She's the 7th pick, overperforming. I agree with all those things. I don't disagree with anything that you put there. See, RF Hackelroad says she is horrible. Let's face it. No, that's not true either. That's what I mean by like extremes. Joseph Poimon says, nor should it be, Robin. Angel is simply as lovable as Asia, not so much. Well, whether she's lovable or not doesn't apply to some of the stuff that is said. I prefer to cover Angel than Asia personally, though Asia's a better player right now. Basil says it happens all the time because it's backlashed over her being forced down her throat. Well, I mean, that's what some people would say about Clark, right? That she's forced down the throat. And I don't think that's the case either, of course, because you almost cannot promote Caitlin Clark enough, right? Like, given the success. And look, Caitlin Clark's on a whole nother stratosphere from everybody else. If you're being objective and honest, it has nothing to do with personal opinion. She's on a whole nother stratosphere as a player than Angel Reese, in my opinion, and also, as a phenomenon. But that doesn't mean Angel isn't popular, and it doesn't mean Angel isn't a good player. I mean, not everything I say is going to be correct. But I also, I ain't going out of my way to be unfair or bash somebody. Chuck Miner says, you're not a hater. You have fair and supportive takes. I'm not going to lie. Keep doing your thing. Sometimes I agree, but for the most part, I agree. Well, thank you. And again, everyone's allowed to disagree with me too. I don't mind that. Go ahead, disagree. I just, I prefer not to be attacked. I can take it though. Comfort Sheriff says there's no way you'll just say you prefer Queen Fee and AR fans will attack you. I've had AR fans attack me for nothing. They make up things that they think I said or did and accuse me of saying. They say, if this was Angel Reese, you'd do this, blah, blah, blah. Or where's your comment on this? Or blah, blah, blah. Or even like the racism bullshit that gets thrown out there, which I do find personally insulting. It is personally insulting to me when someone invokes racism over a basketball opinion, which is like, I don't even have to testify to who I am and where I come from and what I'm about and what I teach my kids and what my personal life experiences are. I know who I am. So it's insulting. And I'm not dealing with, and I'm not saying you, but I'm not dealing with that bullshit anymore. But I get it from that fan base for sure. But it's not all Angel Reese fans, just like it's not all Caitlin Clark fans. You're not, like that's the crap that people do to muddy up the space. Well, Basil, I don't really think you can teach effort and rebounding very much. You can try, but some of that is natural. Yes, like the hardest thing to teach is to make kids play harder from what my experience. Albert Jimenez says, since Angel's replacement was more efficient, this is not a good look. To be honest, I think her basketball illiterate TikTok supporters are the ones who are gloating, not the Sky fans. Look, yeah, I mean, again, that's the thing is when the gloating happens, that's the annoying part where you go, well, she didn't even play in the 2 playoff games. Not to say she doesn't deserve any credit, not to say she's not a part of the team, but we're making it about her accomplishment. Those are the extremes I'm talking about. Tay Boogie says, man, why is we crying over trolls? It's never that deep. Y'all called every player sensitive to trolls. Can't be crashing out like that. I'm crashing out? I don't think I'm crashing out. I think I'm having a conversation. I might get a little bit more animated at some point. But I'm not crashing out. Trying to make my way through the chat. Of course, like I said, member chats, super chats get read first. As always, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. A little impromptu live today. Join the contest. Robin Lundberg, Hoopin Havoc. Link is in the description there as well. Let's get as many entries as we can. We can track each other on the leaderboard. Just $10 to enter. You win your share of $500 in prizes every week throughout the contest. It's through Spark It. You get your sparks. You can place your picks and predictions with your sparks after you do that. If you have any issues, I dropped the support email in the chat for anybody who was having any problems. If you were having any problems, please, again, let me know and figure out some way to get in contact with you. But I would like to get as many people. Again, I'm doing this for fun for the show, guys. Again, super chats, member chats will get read first. There was one other thing. I'm going to do a separate video on it later. But I thought, I don't know if everybody saw Brianna Turner's intro for the Fever. Let me play that for you real quick while I sort something out here. But I thought this was pretty cool because there had been some, I don't know if you want to say it, controversy, but reaction to Brianna Turner joining the Fever. And I don't know if I've ever heard somebody shout out their entire new team upon joining a team.
How are you feeling about being in Indiana and joining the team?
I'm really excited. I followed a lot of these players throughout their college careers and professional careers, so it's kind of like full circle moment to be on the same team with a lot of these players again.
Tell me what it was like what went into your decision to come here and join what's being built here at the Fever.
I think that the front office and the staff just really had a vision in place, and I felt that I could really complement their vision from the players. You got players like Kelsey Mitchell that was drafted here, that's been here this whole entire time and kind of seen the Indiana Fever built from the ground up. You got players like DB, who's going to be a future Hall of Famer, who deserves way more flowers than she's gotten, that I think is going to be a great compliment. Natasha Howard, I think one of the most athletic forwards in the league. Aaliyah Boston, she's young, but her ceiling is so high. Lexi's also been here a few years, so that's exciting. Sid Colson, one of the most recent players to win a championship, so just bringing that mindset to the team is going to be great. You have Damiris Dantas, who's such a great stretch big that can really just change how the defense guards you. Sophie Cunningham, just a high-energy player that can also stretch the floor as well. Jaylen Brown, who went undrafted but found her way into the league last year, and I think to do that is just remarkable. And of course, you have Caitlin. She had such a phenomenal rookie season, so many great accolades, and I think the jumping from season 1 to season 2 players can also make a really big jump. So I'm excited to see her growth from year 1 and year 2. And she hasn't reached her ceiling yet either. So I'm really excited to watch her growth as well.
That's pretty cool, right? Talk about being a good teammate. So many people made a big deal out of tweets. It seems like Brianna Turner is going to be a really good teammate for the Fever. And she obviously, fits in the locker room a lot better than people would make it out to be based on some tweets. Kevin Zwicker says, I'm leading in the contest already. Robin Lundberg, Hoopin Havoc contest. Link in the description. Let's get as many signups as we can. $10 entry fee. And you get to pick against me. Where's this comment? I want to pull this one comment up because all right, Industry again says, you come across as a nice person, but you really are a hater. Please support your statement before you say that. Based on what? What makes me a hater in this regard? Because I'll tell you when I hate on, I hate on Drake a little bit. You can ask Kev that, or you can, he'll tell you that. He'll attest to that. But what about anything I've said on this stream so far would make me a hater? Please elaborate. Like, tell me the substance of support for your comment. Doy Dillon says, I will be honest, I've started to avoid any videos with AR name and them. Way too much negativity. I clicked on this by accident. And that's the other thing. People are wild with her. They're wild. They misrepresent her. They over-sensationalize. She can be criticized. She can be criticized for her play. She can be criticized for the things she says. Or, anything else that's fair game under criticism. But it's not fair game to make up things she says or to over-exaggerate and hyper-sensationalize what you say about her. Matthews Moses says, I, for one, am saying Unrivaled is not serious. Well, look, Unrivaled is not on the level of like a WNBA championship. But is it an accomplishment? Sure. Why not? Why wouldn't it be an accomplishment to win a championship? It's not being used to front an argument. It shouldn't be used to front an argument. But they went to the season. They went and played. They played the other players. They won. Congratulations. It is an accomplishment. Peter Small says, does the LSU ring count or does she have to return that one? Who said that? Who said she has to return any rings? Of course it counts. She's a national champion. She's a winning player. I've been said that. This is a good point. Tekla says all these high school and college championship discussions need to stop because by some people's measure, Chelsea Gray can't be great either because she never won at Duke. Ridiculous conversations. I mean, I never heard it on the men's side used that way. I mean, to be honest, it's only used to discredit Caitlin Clark. Let's be real about it. The only reason people reference college championships the way they do on the women's basketball side is to discredit Caitlin Clark. But Angel Reese did win a college championship. Take no credit away from her. She did win an Unrivaled championship. I think she won in high school too. She's won at every level she's played at yet, and she was just a rookie in the WNBA. Sorry, trying to make my way through the chat here. Doing the best I can. Susan Larson says, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. I always get weird. Like, it's always hard for me to plug stuff. It's not my natural nature. But you need to do it. And there you have it. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. We got some people in here now. We're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling. Jeffrey Idita says she's just very polarizing. No gray area. Either you like her or don't. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can like her or not. Doesn't mean you're not fair. That's the thing. I don't have to like somebody to be fair. And I'm not saying I dislike her, but I'm saying I don't have to like somebody to be fair. I dislike a lot of what Asia Wilson has said and the way she's carried herself. I dislike a lot of it. But you didn't see me going out of my way to dig up her old tweets and attack her over taking a picture with somebody or any of that stuff because I'm going to be fair. And it's not going to influence how I evaluate her game. Ernesto says CC and Angel Reese will coincide with their profession and career together forever. I agree, and there's a lot of healthy parts to that too. I don't have a problem with there being a rivalry. And there is a rivalry to a certain extent, that whether they want it to be or not. I mean, it's constantly brought up. They're playing 5 times for a reason. The WNBA sees it that way. Old Seer says, you sure are belittling the fans. You're not any better than any of us. Who ever said? When did I say I was better than any of y'all? I never. In fact, it is my philosophy to not believe that. I'm belittling certain things that are said by certain people, not the fans. As I've made it very clear, I'm not painting any broad brushstrokes on any fan base. Kadar says, I'm the GOAT. Thank you. He thinks I've been the GOAT for a long time. Mr. SC Bread something or other. That goes to show you how the WNBA players can't play if Angel Reese is an elite player. What does this say about the W? Well, Angel Reese is, I wouldn't call her an elite player yet. I'd call her a very good player. And not every player is created the same. I mean, there have been plenty of very good to great NBA players who weren't scorers. You know, there's nothing wrong with missing your shot and following your shot. Like, that is part of what you're taught to do. So between defense and rebounding, Angel Reese is a value add with a high offensive ceiling. Yes, it is an original Incredible Hulk 181 behind me. Ernesto says, let's go and join the contest. Link in the description. Sign up. Robin Lundberg, Hoopin Havoc contest. Let's get those entries up. Just $10 to enter. Make sure you tweak your name. Ernesto, do you have your name right on the leaderboard? So I see Erie Cliff in there from the chat. I see Chef Pig Cooks. T Key. Make sure you sign up. I think she was a little nervous, Bree Turner, but still was a good answer. Jazzo says, so if CC played the entire season of any league but missed 2 playoff games due to injury, she is not a champion if the team win. Did I say she's not a champion? She is absolutely an unrivaled champion. She is a member of the championship team. I'm just saying people were acting as if she carried, in order to make their disingenuous points, as if she carried them to the championship when she didn't play in the playoffs at all. There was only 2 games of the playoffs. She is a champion. She deserves everything that everybody on that team is getting. And credit, accolades, hat tip, all that stuff. But Chelsea Gray rightfully won the MVP. That's all. Wallace Boss says, wow, thanks for playing that clip of Turner. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. There's a separate video of that going up later. KDB says, I love that from Bree. You can tell she really thought about the team and her fit there, and she liked it. I'm happy she's excited to be with the Fever. Trying to make my way through here. Stern says unrivaled play. Stern, a.k.a. Chris, says unrivaled play got so much better after the one-on-one. Monique Morris says Lisa Leslie doesn't have a natty. Uncle J.E. says, facts, Robin. I'm sure what I did say was facts. I'm not skipping your comments, PP. What did you want me to address? I have a lot of comments. Not skipping anybody's. If you want to make sure they're read, member chats, super chats will definitely get read. I'm doing my best. A lot of activity in the chat. Look, a lot of people that do this, they only read the super chats, by the way. I try to make this a very, open forum where lots of different opinions get shared. And I don't mind people that disagree. I don't mind people who challenge me. I will put those on the table as well. Charles19 says, Robin, I appreciate your professional sports journalist perspective. You remind me of the journalists I grew up reading to and listening to in the Bay Area. Thanks for your channel. Thank you. This is Ernesto's name on the leaderboard. If you're in the Hoopin Havoc contest, link in the description. $10 to enter. See if you can pick better than me. I will be on the leaderboard as well. I'll be ahead of you on the leaderboard. Let's make sure we keep ahead of Meta World Peace. He's doing the men's bracket. Can I sign up Meta World Peace? That'd be an accomplishment for me. Sign up if you haven't, please. And you can, that is. Twiggy, Unrivaled was on TNT last night. Unrivaled had good partnerships, good sponsorships, good media deals, all those things. Tony Aiken says, Robin, do you dislike the hype you believe AR is getting because I never heard you criticize Cece even when she plays bad? Well, what would you like me to criticize her on? Because I did point out when she hadn't shot the ball well or if she blew a defensive assignment or anything like that. The thing with Caitlin Clark is I really honestly believe this is like not fandom. It's not standom. I'm not an Iowa fan. I didn't follow Clark. I don't have any personal connection to Clark. Clark is one of the best basketball players I ever seen in my life. When I first saw her, I was like, that's the baddest chick I ever seen play ball. Like, it wasn't like, look at the white girl go. It was, that's the baddest chick I ever seen play ball. And will I criticize Caitlin Clark? Of course. She takes a bad shot. She makes a bad play. She has a bad turnover. She had one game where she had a really bad turnover. I'm trying to remember it now. It's so far, but I remember pointing out a specific bad unforced turnover. Right? Like there's turnovers in a key moment of the game. I think her turnovers were overblown in general because she handles the ball so much and she was making so much happen. But there was one game, it was down the stretch, she made a really bad unforced turnover that was on her. And I pointed that out. But overall, yeah, you're not going to see me criticize her too much because she's like amazing. You know? And my critiques of Angel Reese are pretty specific too. Like the things that I think she could greatly, because I don't, let me put them together for a second. The flaws in their game, I don't think are equivalent. Like a big who in her rookie season, not to say that it won't be completely improved or changed in her second year, but a big who shoots at the bottom of the league from within 5 feet is a problem. That's a problem that needs to be addressed and corrected. Like Clark, you could say her turnovers or whatever, but she also broke the assist record. Clark's three-point percentage could stand to go up a little bit next year. Please like and subscribe. These chick, haha, Bobby. I mean, like I'm trying to. I don't know. There's nothing. I try not to, worry about what I say anymore. But I'm just giving you my honest reaction. Anthony Cal says, "Why y'all just can't love both?" LOL. They both moving the needle in the W in their own way. Well, you can. It is perfectly reasonable, fair, and something that people can do. People can love both. Tay Boogie points out it was Seattle. Thank you. Yeah, she had a really bad turnover in that game. Clark did. That was on her. Nobody else. Nobody's fault but hers. The Texas Truth says, don't state facts about CC that drives them over the edge. Hashtag she's great. Also, this is fair from Uncle J. The Angel did have a phenomenal rookie season too. She did. Super chat from AV. Thank you. Year and a half away, but there's a FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup September 2026 in Berlin, Germany. Wonder whether CC, Angel, Cameron, and Paige will be on the team. Yeah, that's an interesting question because I do think that Olympic team is going to be a moment, like an event, right? When you have Clark and Paige and Juju and maybe Nafisa still and Angel and all these others, that are on that team. So that's pretty cool to see how much buildup they do before then as well. While I'm in here, guys, like I said, I should have an announcement next week about something else that's in the pipeline. But any suggestions on tweak? What do you guys think? It's I was wondering, do we like the current? This was the logo that was put together. Sorry, right at the beginning. Should I revamp everything, or are we happy with everything and where it's at right now? I got about 2 months to get, as what did Jay-Z say on Kingdom Come? You got 2 months to get your ish together. Got about 2 months to get that ish together. So any suggestions, any tweaks, anything, yeah, you guys have in mind, let me know. Sign up for the Hoopin Havoc contest below. I got a few more minutes here. Like I said, was just hopping on for a fun little live because I saw a lot of discussion and I thought it was interesting to tackle. Rick T says Atlanta Dreams single game tickets go on sale Thursday. Wish me luck grabbing a Fever game ticket playing May 22nd. There you go. Good luck. Jazzo8, you're making way too much sense for your followers, Robin. Hey, look, I think we've got the best group of people in here. And you're always going to have people who are a little bit, overzealous, maybe people who are a little out of pocket. But I think the most balanced audience, and I try to have the most open forum here. Yeah, this is another stupid one, Monique. Angel didn't fake any injuries. What is wrong with people? What would be the incentive for it to fake an injury? Stupid. Reese says, who would you say is Clark's NBA comp? I mean, Curry is one of them that's been brought up. Nash is another. And LeBron is another for me. It's those three, really. Maybe you could say Luka too, but I think like her strength finishing at the rim with her ability to run the entire team is very LeBron-esque. And LeBron actually became one of the better deep shooters in the league as his career progressed. Obviously, being a point guard who handles the ball as much as she does and shoots where she does was the natural Steph comparison. And then just natural movement and some of the way she passes in the lane reminds me of Steve Nash. She outlets like Jason Kidd, though. I mean, Caitlin, this is not a joke or like an over, like Caitlin has as good a court vision as I've ever seen from a basketball player, male or female, like up there with anybody, not below anybody. Not below anybody. All right, y'all. I've got to go take some of my kids some places here. So I got about 2 more minutes. Like, okay, Tiffany and Company says Caitlin can't be Curry because she hasn't won anything. She hasn't even played yet. What do you mean she hasn't won it? Curry didn't win at Davidson. Do we hold that against him? Silly. I mean, that she can't be compared to almost anybody. There is a lot of the movement stuff that is Nash. But yeah, that Curry didn't win it. Is Mario Chalmers better than Steph Curry because he won in college? And he also won at the WNBA or the NBA level. And by the way, Trae Young is a good player. This is Anthony Cowell's continuous message. Jacques Cousteau you've said this in the chat a couple times. I don't know if this means Tammy Faye Bentley is not going to be playing for the Valkyries. She's definitely in a movie. I haven't seen anything about her not playing, though. She's in a novel adaptation. She definitely got cast in a pretty big movie. I forget the name of it. Chuck Miner says something nice. And look, I appreciate. He says, I appreciate you, bro. Good live content, good takes, good engagement. But I appreciate people from all realms of the spectrum. I just was, the extreme aspect of it where I wanted to test the waters a little bit to see if I could do an Angel Reese centric thing without being attacked from all directions. All right, guys, I do got to roll. Get likes and subscribes in, comments in. I'll try to do another one this week. Sign up for the contest. Hoopin Havoc, Robin Lundberg, Hoopin Havoc contest. Link is in the description. Just $10 to enter. You make your picks against me on Spark It and see where you rise on the leaderboard. Can win up to $500 in prizes. I think first is $200. And then you can win your money back and other shares of other amounts of money as well for just that $10 entry fee. Please follow the channel. Check out Women's Fast Break on SI as well. I should have another announcement, like I said, coming next week. I do appreciate all y'all for the interaction and the back and forth. It is always, it warms my heart. It does. Let's end on a positive note. It warms my heart to have so many people follow what I have to say, like what I have to say, share what I have to say, comment on what I have to say. So until the next one, yeet.